The motorcycle gang continues to chase after EJ. Mob boss blocks off the road to lead him into high-rise shopping mall. This is a series of a dead man condemned to live 12 more deaths as punishment. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen Death Game. Join us by supporting upcoming content, click like, pound that subscribe, and hit the notification bell. EJ rides through the mall, trapped by chasers from all directions, with no choice but to take a gamble heading towards the elevator. The door closed up as men continue to the parking lot outside. The mob boss arrives with his crew. He points the gun at EJ. EJ rode off the building. He lands into a swimming pool, deactivating the GPS tracker on his cell phone. EJ is glad he got away. He quickly changed into a jacket he grabbed. With luck like this, he may survive. Boss's woman was waiting for him. She jumped into his arms immediately. Cho EJ felt Jung-hoon's feeling towards this woman. She asked him where he hid the money. EJ pointed to the boat with the lights in distance. As he turned around, a bullet struck him. The betrayal was real. Jung-hoon's luck ended. Back to the underworld. EJ will go after the money Jung-hoon hid. After a smirk, the god of death shot him. Happily thinking about his hidden wealth, EJ woke up in this life as a prisoner 1201. 10 billion won waits for him. He is eager to find out his release date. Guard takes him to his cell room, shared with other inmates. His buddy, Kim Ji-hyung, tells him they both will be released in 4 days, and the psychopath murderer shares the same cell. The wall across is filled with psychopathic photos and books. The psychopath murderer is Lee Jin-sun, the guy who killed EJ in another life. The crystal arrives. This man is Cho Tae-sun, a 21 years old MMA fighter trainee. His mom is in a lot of debt. When he was 18, a friend referred Tae-sun to an attorney named Kim. They need him to take the fall for a hit and run case for 200 million won in return. By law, as a minor, they will release Tae-sun shortly without doing much time. During the deal, a man hides in his car and plays with his lighter in the dark. In need of money, Tae-sun goes to the police station to turn himself in. The woman who was hit ended up dying during the trial. He was charged with murder and imprisoned for 2 years. Tae-sun was deceived by Kim, which resulted in a longer jail time. He once threatened Kim to confess everything after being released, unless Kim pays more money. After seeing Tae-sun's memory, EJ comes back to reality. Lee Jin-sung won't give up his psychopath act, so EJ smacks Jin-sun until he begged for mercy. EJ told Jin-sun to apologize for the murder of Kwang Hye-soo. Jin-sung killed a kid who overcame his bullying. This guy cannot even take 1 day of being bullied back. This enraged all the inmates, no longer afraid of this fake psychopath. EJ was doing carpentry when an inmate tried to kill him. Luckily, he dodged it, soon realizing a group of them are going to attack. His buddy, Kim Ji-young, ran out immediately. Attorney Kim sent these orders. With his MMA fighting skills, these men were not much of a challenge for EJ. After it's all over, Ji-young returned with a weapon. In the middle of the night, Lee Jin-sung tries to ambush EJ. He used Hisu's dead spirit to break Jin-sun down. Ji-young and EJ are released. Attorney Kim hands over the money in the car. As 10 billion won is waiting for him, EJ refuses Kim's money to avoid further trouble, and he is not going to confess. This doesn't sit well with Attorney Kim. EJ got Choo-hoon's hidden money and diamonds. During his nap, he dreamt of his mom. He decides to split the money and give some to EJ's mom. He will live on as Cho Tae-sun. He puts money in a public locker. It can store up to 4 days before confiscation. He walks into an alleyway at night, not noticing someone is following him. When he turned around, he was stabbed in the abdomen with a knife. It's the father of the girl in the hit and run case. EJ tells the girl's father about him as in a scapegoat. Someone is coming, and the father ran away quickly. Unexpectedly, Ji-young shows up. EJ thought Ji-young would save him. There's actually a 100 million won reward for the person who kills Chun Tae-sun. Ji-young was in for the reward. It's all too late. Tae-sun does not survive after multiple stabbing. When he woke up, the god of death was sitting in front of him. EJ was still thinking about the hidden money he put in the safe and planned to use the next life to make a comeback. Death shoots him. He opens his eye, unable to speak, and the reflection of the mirror reveals a cute crying baby. When Cho EJ woke up, he found that he had turned into a baby. This made him collapse. He cried loudly, and a woman suddenly picked him up. His 10 billion won. He can forget about that in this life. When the mom buckled him in the car, she starts yelling at the baby for ruining her coffee time. When they got home later, the woman throws the baby on the sofa and the father was going to feed him expired food. EJ refuses to eat this crap. The father also has a short temper. The police received a report and came to the house to investigate, believing that they were abusing children. The man took out his ID card and said that he worked in a welfare institution and would not abuse children. The police thought it was a misunderstanding and were about to leave. EJ cries for help. After the police left, the woman puts a pillow over the baby, ending his life. EJ woke up again in the underworld. He collapsed emotionally, thinking that the baby didn't even have a name and was mercifully tortured to death. Cho EJ wanted to continue to the seventh life. God of Death told him that if he kills, she would take action. Not sure why EJ will murder anyone though. EJ returned to the human world. With 15 minutes left to retrieve the money from the safe, he happens to be at the nearby location. He took out the bag of money before the deadline. This guy is very handsome, and the subway is full of his modeling posters. The crystal merges. Jiang Gangwoo, 24 years old, known for his looks and models for a living. Gangwoo lives a bachelor's life. A friend called and asked him to attend the party. This event is sponsored by Pa Tae-yu, the CEO of Taekong Group. The next day, his brother asked him to come to the coffee shop to help. His brother will be on a business trip for a few days. EJ was very reluctant and planned to take the money and leave after. Unexpectedly, he saw his ex-girlfriend, Lee Ji-soo, walking towards him in the coffee shop. EJ nervously hands over the drink to his ex-girlfriend. From his brother, EJ finds out that Jisoo is a writer and won a contest for her novel. She comes to this coffee shop every single day. He stepped out to read Jisoo's book. This book is filled with their memories. In the past, he bought a fountain pen as a gift and had it engraved. He didn't end up giving it to her. Jisoo's brother comes to visit at the coffee shop, realizing it was her brother giving her flowers the night of the breakup. He misunderstood her. EJ decided to stay in the coffee shop. He approached Jisoo as a fan. He chats with her about a story of a guy who's dead and continuously gets punished by the god of death. Jisoo listened to his story carefully and felt that it was very real. She signed the book's autograph with the fountain pen. After EJ's suicide, his mom found the pen and she passed it on to Jisoo for him. The two chatted like this every day. EJ in Kang-hoo's body shares his experience with Lee Jisoo. One night, it was raining when Jisoo left. EJ chased after her to deliver a red umbrella. When he returned to the cafe, he heard that one girl had been in a car accident. He thought it might be Jisoo. Regardless of his injured hand, he ran out until he saw the red umbrella on the ground. EJ lost his composure, and despite the police obstruction, he saw Jisoo standing across. Jisoo helped him patch up the wound and shared her experience when she found out about her boyfriend's death. Jisoo came to the cemetery to see Cho EJ. EJ in Gung-hoo's body followed her. He bumped into his mother for the first time since his suicide. He saw his mother's heartbreaking look. She ran to the washroom to cry. EJ never thought about the people that cared about him when he ended his life. He cries of regrets, of hurting his mother from his decision. He fakes a letter to his mom, leaving the bag of money in the apartment where he grew up. Jisoo came to the coffee shop again, and the two chatted until very late. On the way home, EJ couldn't help but tell Jisoo that he was not Kyung-woo. Just when he confessed he is Cho EJ, a red car drove into them. EJ finally sees Pa Tae-yu's face, the man with the lighter. This man appears in several of EJ's life that he lived. Jisoo was killed on the spot. EJ was seriously injured. Seeing that he was not dead, Park puts on black gloves and covers EJ's mouth and nose. EJ wakes up in tears and heartache. Enraged by these events, he shoots God of Death in the head. Thank you for watching. To follow upcoming content, click like, pound that subscribe, and hit the notification bell.